Hi everyone, welcome to Iggy's Toy Parade and Soldier Review. This is your host, Iggy. Yay. Thank you for that. Well, guys, today we have a couple things to unpack for you today. We're going to be looking at some toy soldiers that are somewhat generic in appearance, but one is better than the other, and we'll compare and contrast them so that you can get an idea of what you're looking at here. Now, both of these are distributed by BMC. One is Tim Mee Toy, which is this group of soldiers here to the left. And to the right, we have Classic Toy Soldiers, which are somewhat better detailed. And they are also distributed by BMC. And you get 3 artillery crewmen, which I think I separated them out so you could see them. Yeah, here we go. One of them fell over. Pardon my hand for just a moment. We have this fella here. He appears to be opening the breech block or pulling a lanyard. I'm not sure. Then this fella here, he's holding what appears to be a 75 millimeter shell. And then this guy who's on a field phone, probably getting coordinates for a fire pattern. So it also comes with 26 United States infantry and 4 heavy weapons accessories, which are in a little plastic bag, which you see here. Okay. Now it comes with a couple of guys, one with a flamethrower and one with a bazooka, or I like to call a bazooki. So what are the difference between the two? I didn't show you the BMC card. I'm sorry, or the Tim Mee Toy. It says that they are 129 in scale. I don't know, it's funny because they're bigger than these over here, and these say they're 132 scale. Well, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I had to think about how the numbers work. It's backwards from what I want to think that they are. The smaller the number, the bigger the figure. And you can see they're in classic toy soldier poses. Most of the poses are pretty good, with the exception of one, and that's this one here. Let me show you it here. This, I don't care for this. And it's a very strange, I don't know what kind of weapon he's holding or what that's supposed to be. The box magazine is so far forward. How would it feed the, how would you fire rounds out of this thing? It's just very strange looking. It looks like something someone told the artist who sculpted this, oh yeah, it looks like this, and then they didn't bother to check. Anyway, there are some good poses like this one here I like. None of them have a base on them, by the way. So on a flat surface, like if you set this up on your kitchen table, it's fine. But if you set them up on a carpet, you really have to dig them in to get them to stand up. And then we have a couple of officers, or jeez, every time I touch one, they all fall over. Like this guy here. He's a pretty cool pose. And this, sorry, and this one here, although it looks like he has a mohawk because the flash is so bad. But you can take an X-Acto blade and trim the flash off. You can see he has quite a bit on his arms and his helmet, whatnot. His face has this weird look to it, like he's a character from a Star Trek episode. Now, why do I call these generic soldiers? The reason being is that they don't have a lot of detail. Uh, it's what you'd expect a toy soldier to look like. However, it does not have much resemblance to reality. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Let me take a look at this uh, book over here. For instance, here's a lieutenant, and you look at all the gear he's wearing. This is just prior to D-Day, so this would be like a couple days before the landings took place. And you see he's got a combat vest. He's got quite a bit of equipment, but all of this changes as time goes on. And by the end of the war, a soldier looks like this guy. You can see he's stripped away a lot of things that he probably found to be not very useful or a hindrance, and just has the necessities. He looks like a homeless guy, doesn't he? That's the result. The winter 44-45 was exceptionally harsh, and they wore a lot of clothes like this. These are probably over another uniform, no doubt, because of the temperature being so cold. He's got gloves on and a scarf around his neck, and that looks a little big for a cigarette, but maybe it's a cigar. I don't know. But in the early part of the war, in 1941, right after, like at Wake Island, soldiers, well, they wouldn't have had this coat, not on Wake Island anyway, but they would have the Brody helmet. And this changed into this. And also there was a difference between that and what they wore in the Mediterranean. I didn't mark the page, I'm sorry. But I wanted to show you a soldier from North Africa and Sicily and maybe possibly Italy. Now, this is Great Britain. No, I should have marked the page. Sorry about that. Okay, so what is the difference between the Tim Mee Toy and the CTS? Well, let's compare them. I have a Tim Mee Toy rifleman here. I'll show you front and back so you can get an idea of what he looks like. And then here's the CTS rifleman, and you can see the difference is rather apparent. This one, it looks more detailed. And the Tim Mee Toy is slightly larger, as you can see there. All right, here's another one. Here's that guy with that strange sort of fictionalized automatic weapon. I'm not quite sure what that's supposed to be. But here is a soldier with what they call a grease gun. I think it's the M3. I fired one of those when I was in the Army. They would issue these to tankers because they weren't very large. You could store them in the tank easily. I couldn't hit anything with it. I fired it and it kicked like a mule. I didn't have any experience with it, so that's one of the reasons I had trouble with it. I only fired it one time, though. You see quite a difference between the two. This one is much better than this one. Okay, let's continue our comparison. Now here's a Tim Mee. This is not a bad pose. It's of a guy with a sniper scope on his rifle. Did they use the Springfield for the sniper rifle? I don't think they used a Garand, did they? I don't know. I don't know a lot about that. Anyway, and here, of course, is the CTS. And, well, he's got a scope, too. That's interesting. It's blurring out on us. Sorry about that. And then finally, my last comparison is hand grenade throwing. And here's the Tim Mee Toy. And then we have the CTS, Classic Toy Soldier. I actually kind of like this pose better, although this one looks more realistic. It says CTS 2010. So that's our comparisons between, those are the only figures that I had that I could compare because, for instance, they have, Timmy has poses like this, but the CTS figures did not have a corresponding figure. So that's why I could only do the ones that I just showed you. Like this, there's no corresponding CTS figure. But when we were kids, we would love stuff like this. Remember playing in the dirt with this stuff? It was great. Now, as an adult, I prefer these figures. Can you imagine if we had figures of this quality when we were kids? These stand up pretty well with the Toy Soldier San Diego and also the Conte. Is it Conte or Conti? Conte. I think Conte and Toy Soldier San Diego are slightly better than CTS, but these would work with those. Okay, guys. Usually I say at the end of the video, let's go to Roy's Ranch and have a barbecue. Today we're going to go to McDonald's. You're like, what? McDonald's? Okay. Let me show you what I mean by that. Here we go. Get this out. What'd I do with it? Did I lose my page? Here we go. There it is. Do you guys remember when McDonald's had Speedy? Look at that price for a hamburger, 15 cents. 9 million served. I think this picture is from 1954 and was taken at a McDonald's in Alhambra, California. Alhambra is where my grandmother used to live. My grandfather too, but he passed away in 1964. I recall going to McDonald's when I was in college back in 1978. It was my final semester in college, and I went to a McDonald's, and for a cheeseburger, small fry, and a Coke, it was $2. A couple days ago, I went to McDonald's, and I think it was 11 something or other. So it's changed. Look at this. I love these kinds of things. The giant donut. I tell you what, guys, let's go to McDonald's, get a double cheeseburger. And by the way, back in the day, your cheese would be melted because the food was served to you hot. Now you get a burger and the patty's cold and the cheese is cold. So it's not the same burger as when I was a kid. So afterwards, after we go to McDonald's, let's all head over to the Big Donut Drive-In. By the way, this location here was bought out by Randy's Donuts, and it's still in operation to this day. As far as the golden arches like this, I think there's only one left in California. So times have changed, guys. Now, is Speedy a hamburger bun or is he a potato? I can't tell. Maybe he's a hamburger bun. I don't know. Anyway, guys, thanks for getting Iggy with it. I really appreciate you guys coming along. And I only have, I think, one more video to make for you. And that's going to be this one here, which is American Civil War soldiers. And these, I believe, are also CTS soldiers. And these would work well with Toy Soldiers San Diego and with Conte. So I'll do a video on that for you next, okay? And I might throw in these. These are kind of a disappointment, so I won't spend too much time with these. They're Rev War, but they're I don't know. I guess they're okay. They're a little small. Okay, that's it for Iggy. I will see you guys next time. Take care and keep on collecting. We got to increase the size of the Iggy army so that we can take over the world. Why do people want that job? Would you guys want to take over the world? I don't think I would be interested in doing that. Why would you want to take over somebody that doesn't want anything to do with you? It makes no sense. Anyway, take care, guys. I will see you again soon. And don't forget to get your donut.